Well, hello there.
Hey, oh my goodness. Welcome to the oh my goodness.
Hold on, I got some shit that I need to get off of my mind. Hold on.
Make it
Hold
work.
on. Bitch!
Let's go. As I
I
stand
said here contemplating
on
on
the
the
right
right
thing
way
to
to
decide
decide
what
when the right way is all directed. Wow, my life, where can it go? It's gonna hold me down. Who can I run to? To fill this empty space with laughter. Who can I run to? Well, I need love. Tell me who, Epic? Who? Who?
Maybe we can have a conversation about these three numbers 302. Maybe we can have a conversation about those.
302, what the fuck is that?
We can have a conversation about 302 and you. Because it sounds like you have some issues that are going on that you just want
to
get out.
Out my troubles through song and alcohol.
I mean, it's just listen, and I am not one to judge how you air out your grief.
Ladies and gentlemen, did this motherfucker just say he's not one to judge?
No. I'm not here to judge how you air out your grief and your angst.
Mm-hmm.
But it just sounds a little unhealthy to me. But but listen, it's all right. It's okay. It's all right. Listen, I am on your side, like nationwide.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't feel like it though.
But it is. But it does. And I am. Hey people, what's going on? How y'all doing?
Thank you, Lola. The full shirt. I designed this, and actually, there's a slight bit of story behind this. So the shirt says, "For leather, for always, for love." If you'll remember, one of my favorite artists is Luther Vandross, and his song is "Forever, for always, for love." And so when we were back in 2018. Over the 4th of July weekend, we were in Atlanta, not only for a Kinky Carnival that Onyx Southeast was putting on, but we also had a retreat for the National Council. And I wrote that down on a piece of paper on July the 1st or whatever day that was, for leather, for always, for love. And so that is... in addition to leading with love, this is my other motto for my term as the National Council Chair. So for leather, for always, for love.
Wait a minute, hold on. I'm not interrupting your shine, but hold up. We got everybody in the motherfucker.
I know. Let's start at the top, because Eccentric joined at 7:49 and Lola was right behind him, and then Manga and Desmond and Atlas and Josh,
congratulations! Which Josh are we? Which Josh is? I think one Josh I owe congratulations to.
That's the Josh we know.
Oh, okay. No, that's the wrong one. I was thinking of Joshua. Well, I guess that's Joshua too, but the other one, the one that is an associate, and I think he just got engaged. I was saying congratulations because he had the announcements with the football.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Reese.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. But congratulations. I don't know if he's watching, but congratulations, Josh. And so listen, we're gonna come back to you, Josh. Though we listen. You are
Josh and Atlas threw a cute little holiday party that we have to run down the details of.
Yeah, y'all are on the docket. But
I see Terry and KG
here. Terry here. KG, what's going on? And
hold on.
Okay.
I see the legendary producer, star, and Hollywood icon, Justin Terry Smith.
Give it up.
I mean,
And
Mr. Terry Smith, Mr. Terry Smith, Mr. Terry Smith, what are you wearing tonight? Who are you wearing tonight?
Who are you wearing? Yes, who are you wearing? Who are you wearing?
And KG
I
and
saw S
oh,
tag.
wait a minute, wait a goddamn minute.
Did I
Wait
see S
a
tag?
goddamn motherfucking minute. We have been blessed
Yes!
by
Yes!
Mr. Jamal Herrera O'Malley, our new 2024
Yes!
International Mr. Leather. Baby, I am so fucking proud of you.
Yes!
As they kept announcing the top 20, I was like, great, Jamal made the top 20, and a couple of other people that I knew made the top 20. I was like so excited and so happy, and I was just like, yes. And then I kept refreshing, and I was like following Jack Thompson's feed, but I was like, girl, I had other shit to do, and I looked away for 1 fucking second, and then it comes back. Jamal Herrera is International Mr. Leather. I was like, you go, bitch. You
Listen.
fucking go.
Listen, Jamal. Listen, congratulations, Jamal. It is absolute. Listen, absolutely.
Talk about for leather, for always, for love.
Listen, and when you showed up, last time I saw him was
at MAL.
That was MAL. That was listen, sweet as pie. Listen, congratulations. That's congratulations. That's all I got.
Right.
That's all that needs to be said, Mr. IML 2024.
Not Mr. IML, it's just IML. The Mr.'s already in IML.
You know what? I'm sorry. IML 2024. Yes. Oh, wait. So there's a lot of other people in here that went into IML this year.
And we see Master Kenzo here. Eccentric was at IML. Justin Terry Smith was at IML. So we are in really good company. Oh, and I forgot to say hello to Aztec Daddy. I'm glad to see you made it home. And Master Kenzo. There was, the weather was weathering in Chicago and other places on Monday when the kids were trying to get home. So I'm glad to see that everybody is making it home.
What do you mean, Justin? Not this year. We're talking about 117 years ago. You did
exactly. I mean, you were Mr. Maryland Leather. You did participate in IML, right?
You went 117 years ago. What are you talking about? Check your battery.
Yes, girl, we know that you wanted IML this time. We're talking about people who have competed at IML who are in the chat. That was
Lord have mercy. Bless your hearts. Bless your hearts.
Bueller. Hello, Bueller. Come on, 7 out of 55. I feel you, baby.
Listen, congratulations to all y'all that even went. So first of all, whether it was this year, last year, to the last century, or whatever, congratulations. And also, listen, special shout out also to one of our other brothers, Voodoo. Did you check out Voodoo's?
Voodoo was serving the kids.
Listen, he stood there with that picture. Listen, with that grand collar. I said, bitch, yes! Come on.
Oh, wait a minute. Mr. Terry Smith is like, oh, I thought you were talking about when I judged.
No, we were not talking about when you judged. We were talking about when you were in it, Mr. Maryland Leather. Like, I mean, come on.
But both, yes. Right. And I am so glad for all of our siblings who participate in IML. And, this year was historic because IMSL, International Ms. Leather, as well as IML are both siblings of Onyx. The goddess Indigo is a part of Onyx Southwest Luster, I believe is the name. Onyx Pearls Southwest Luster, I believe is. Oh, well, excuse the fuck out of me. Excuse me. I'm being corrected. It is Dr. Justin Terry Smith. That's Dr. Justin Terry Smith. Excuse me.
Dr. Justin Terry Smith, bitch. Okay, I got you.
So this is an historic year for us because the people at arguably the two most important and visible contests in the leather community are not only both people of color, but are both part of the Onyx family.
Yeah.
And that is important. There are people that are going to come behind you, Jamal and Goddess Indigo, who are going to be inspired by what you have done. And Jamal identifies as a pup as well. So, for all of the pups of color and pups in general, this is a great win for diversity in the community. And, this move away, although I feel like Jamal, at least I feel like Jamal has a sort of traditional leather aesthetic. I don't know if he agrees with that or not, but there was a time when someone who was considered a pup would not even be considered leather, quote unquote.
Well, yeah.
So,
but you know what?
and he won with a pup title.
Yes. And the other part is there's another POC that took on the title of International Mr. Rubber as well.
Now that's Mr. International Rubber. That's MIR. And that is AJ. He lives in San Francisco as well. So AJ and Jamal both live in the Bay Area. So congratulations. Diversity and visibility is super important.
Definitely important. And you may think it's not, but baby, I remember. So full circle moment for myself. I remember, coming into the DC area and always looking at the parade and just doing things. And here it is. Fast forward 119 years, my ass is walking in the parade. Well, shortly thereafter, maybe a year or two afterwards, I've walked into people. They're like, "Oh my God, I remember you were at the parade." So and I was kind of like, okay, I probably was, but I had to sit and think about it. And I was like, you know what? Get your fat, gray-haired ass up and march your ass out in this goddamn parade, because somebody out there is going to sit back and say, I can't do this, or I don't see anybody that looks like me. Listen, every chance I get,
Why do you think, I prioritize walking in Capitol Pride above everything else that I do in June? You're like, you want to go to this event? Maybe, maybe not. But, that's like one of the few events where I'm like, brunch. If someone said, oh, Saturday, you got to go to brunch, I'd be like, I absolutely cannot go to brunch with you on Saturday because I have to do Capitol Pride. And I don't want to be, blackout drunk trying to walk 15, 20 blocks. But it is important. Pride is, for me, has been and always will be lots of fun, but also a political statement. And in the times where we live and continue to live, it is important to be out there and visible and letting the kids know that you, as a fat black gay man, can be out there. You are part of this community. We are marching for your rights. We're marching for the people who can't and won't. And let's just be very clear. Marching in 2024 is not marching in 1974.
It is not.
So it is a sacred thing, but it is still a political statement. So I don't want to make it sound like, I'm fucking Harvey Milk or whatever. But
it's not the same thing. However, all the shoulders that we stand upon, all the blood that was shed in the middle of these streets.
Exactly.
Listen, I'm gonna walk on.
To me, it's disrespectful not to walk. There should be so many people in the parade that the parade should be all of the people, and there should be very few people on the side, because this isn't just like the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. You're marching for your own rights.
Yes.
So anyway, we didn't mean if this wasn't supposed to turn political, but this is what happens on the BGKH show. It's black, it's gay, it's very kinky.
Absolutely.
So how was your week, beloved?
You know what? This was a very interesting week. It was good, and it was good, but then it was also slow. But then it was also kind of fast. But baby, when it was good, it was good. Mm-hmm. So I had no intentions on really kind of hanging out, but so much, because after a while you get to
come on, Grand Marshal.
Come on, First Pup. Jamal, again, continue. Congrats, baby. And I listen. If you on this side of town, whatever you need, just give us a call. I'm not gonna speak for Dominion, but I'm gonna just say give us a call. If you need something, we can try to figure out what we can do to try to assist. That's what
Right.
I can. But
So all I will say is good luck and don't fuck it up.
But so anyway, it was a good week. After like 10 or 15 parades, you're like, or 10 or 15 prides, you're like, all right, I've seen it all. But then you get dragged out and you go, I'm so glad I went out this weekend because I didn't want to go. I was, in my mind, I was like calculating and sliding the abacus because I got some few things going on. We got our rich white woman trip to to Barcelona and a couple other things that are going on because life is still lifing while we're planning all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so just stuff that was distracting me. But I wound up going down to Onyx U. I'm glad I went down there because I had a great time. I wound up bumping into, and it was the same weekend as in Pride, House Music in the Park. So I was like, what? So here I am downtown. I was like in the little park, bumped into Deviants. We sitting out there laughing and joking.
Wait a minute, bitch. You ain't told me about none of that. You ain't be like, ring, 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 ring.
No. I did. Because when I left from there from Onyx U and met them down at the park, I then wound up going to the Green Lantern.
Yeah, but you didn't tell me about. I don't give a fuck about that. But you didn't tell me nothing about House Music in the Park.
Listen, we were there for probably about.
You are on a 21 millisecond timeout.
No, but listen, I didn't even know what was going on downtown at all. I just had when I drove down there, I got around to the.
It's fine. I almost certainly would have been like, I'm not coming.
But what I will say is it was fun. Now, it also took me to a space where I was like, how I feel about house music. I was like I was ready. I was like waiting. And then I was kind of like, I felt like I was jumping double dutch. I was like, trying to get in the ropes, like, it's not quite there. Like, but I'm glad it was there. I'm glad it was still festive. So I was happy about that. Like I said, I got over to the Green Lantern.
Right, Dustin. It's very that. It's like, oh, why you ain't invite me? Oh, I wasn't gonna come no way. So sure.
But then I got over to the Green Lantern, had a good time there, had a couple cocktails, was laughing, joking. Again, just had a good time. Got to see some of our brothers and some friends, and I haven't seen in God knows how long. I ran into a very, very, very dear friend of mine who I initially met when I was in undergrad in Pittsburgh. And, through the whole grapevine of everybody, through Pittsburgh and everything else, when I bumped into Rob, we were it was just good to see him. And so it was that thing where I was like, now, again, another full circle moment. Here I am, the old man at the park sitting there talking to somebody like, Patch, oh my God, how you been? What's going on? We talking about life and everything that's going on. He's introduced me to his son and, his crew he came up with. So it was a great time. I even got some time to spend some time with Grace. We went out to the Pride Fest. Listen, Pride in the Park and what they did in Fort DuPont Park this year, baby, listen, at this age, I was here for it. Because they had the little VIP tent that was covered, that also had music at the end of it, that also had the liquor, that was also free, that also had the hookah in there too. I said, bitch, what? What is going on? Listen, I parked myself right up in there in that nice little bubble seat, took my little hookah cap. I was sitting there just smoking. I had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time. It was just, that's just it. It was just a wonderful, wonderful weekend. The rain didn't stop anything. And it was just amazing. So yeah, exactly. Fire liquor. That's what I'm saying. And it was not like that rock gut, like Popavouf and Lubitz or whatever for like vodka. So you're like, what is this? Like, no, it was like Tito's and like, it was good top shelf shit. So I was good. I had a great weekend. I was very happy to see everybody, but on Saturday earlier, on Sunday earlier, we wound up at the pool party, but we'll come back to that. But when we talk about yours, we can talk about the pool party, but I had a good time all weekend. And, but that was good for me. So I really had a great weekend. Work is working. Although I was off Thursday and also on Tuesday, And it wasn't even 24 hours, not even 24 hours, wasn't even 2 hours before I got irritated. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do with that. But other than that, like I said, it was a great weekend. I really don't have any issues with it at all. Great weekend.
Oh, and best friend joined. So hey, best friend.
Best friend. Hey, best friend.
Yeah, he popped in as we were talking about everything. So
okay. Listen, that's all right. You late? That's okay. Listen, we just not gonna be late for no flights.
No, we won't. We will not. Well, we won't be late for the flight because on the way up there, we're catching the train. So
yeah, I'm just saying, like, that's where we at. So, but
right.
and your weekend, because mine was good. Yours was really good.
Mine was good. It was low key in that I didn't go anywhere, but it was busy because I had stuff to do. So on Saturday, one of the pledges from the New York chapter came down, and we spent, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours. He was interviewing me about some stuff while I was cooking. So I was sizzling up some stuff for the party. I was supposed to make potato salad, right? So I was, I had him. He was like, "Let me help."
It's a labor of love, baby. I have to.
Let me help. And I was like, "Great, you can peel a potato salad," but that motherfucker was peeling half of the potato in the sink. I was like, "Sir, hold the potato and then do one long peel. You doing all this little stuff right here? You putting too much of my potato down the drain." I felt like grandma. It's like, "Baby, let me show you how to peel this potato." And then he still didn't get it right. So I was like, "Just bless your heart, honey. You just sit there and, you just record." So then we cut up the potatoes and they were boiling. And then we got to talking real good. And then, no, girl, my potato salad does not have raisins in it.
Girl, listen, Dr. Justin Terry Smith, bitch, right. We don't make no potato salad with no damn raisins.
No, we do not.
That's a problem.
So no, we did not boil them first and then slip the skins off because I ain't feeling.
I ain't with that. I got bitch fingers. I can't deal with that hot ass shit. Nope, I'm gonna cut that.
And then also, then you gotta mash it and worry about over mashing it or whatever. So then they boiled, right, and then we're getting to talking, and I was like, "Oh, okay, let me go drain these potatoes." And baby, I drained them, and all this mush started coming out. I was like, "Well, I guess we're having mashed potatoes then, aren't we?" So then, so I made mashed potatoes and baked beans, and I made a strawberry pound cake with strawberry coulis, soaked in strawberry coulis and covered with strawberry icing. So that turned out to be very nice. And then I also worked on totally revamping the website for a Leather Leadership Conference and some Onyx National Council stuff, and then some stuff for the Rich White Woman vacation. So it was a very productive thing. And we're going to give you the itinerary today for what the trip is going to be.
Well, no, we still have as in the locations. Okay, great. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, just the locations. Yeah. So Sunday, my son Atlas and his husband Josh, two of the most lovely people, opened up their home to us for a lovely pool party and all around drinkcation. So thank you for that. Several rounds of some. Did you have any of the punch?
The punch that I made?
No, the punch that Atlas made.
No, I didn't. When I got in there, I took some ice out of it, but then I sat down.
Oh well, so I had by the time I had already had I was fucked up, and I was so glad I didn't have to drive, but a half-mile home over the back road,
if that,
and that was with dropping Greg off at the metro station. Hey, Greg, but he made a rum punch. Heavy emphasis on the rum. So it was quite rummy. And then we had what did we have? We had hamburgers and hot dogs and pork chops.
Pork chops, the mashed potatoes. Then there was 2 different cakes.
Jose made a tres leches cake. So
But then listen, my favorite part was the motherfucking bong bar. I said, "Oh, baby." I was like,
Yeah, I didn't go to that, but
I was at the bong
we
bar.
had like a really awesome time. It's well, Trayvon Atlas has been to many a party at my house, so he knows the kind of parties I throw, which is, lots of fun, but kind of low key. It's not loud music. There's no dancing. There's no fingers in buttholes. Well, mostly. But I'm not discouraging it. I'm just not encouraging it. It just was what it was. So, we had some really good conversation and just had a really nice time. A couple of people got very full, and you could tell because you would ask them a question and it was like, "What's your name?" And they're like, my baloney has a first name. It's OSCAR. My baloney. And we were like, "Girl."
That baby needed some milk. He needed some milk.
We asked him, so the question was like, he had a really nice tattoo, which was a Greek word, like spelled in Greek letters on his arm.
And you got to mention that it was in navy blue and like a light aqua blue underneath the color.
Right. And so I asked, we're making conversations. I had never met this person before, and he was nice, and we had been engaging in conversation and whatnot. And I was like, "What does the tattoo mean?" Which I did not think was a challenging question.
Wait. So here we go. When he said, "What does the tattoo mean?" He was like, So I'm sitting here like,
and then of course, me and him, I can't look at him because if I did like this, and I was like, I can't look at him full on because I know what's going to happen. But then I was like, "Baby, are you full?" He was like, "Yeah, I'm a little full." I was like, "No problem, baby. We all are. So keep going." So after like 10 minutes, he was able to explain what the word was. And then I fucked up with the follow-up, because the first question was, what does the tattoo say on your arm? And then the second question, why did you get it? And which again, it was clearly a tattoo that he had for a while. So I was like, you would have thought that it would have been like easy to answer. But maybe it took him the better part of a half hour to answer that. But we was all full and no one really gave a shit. So this is just a fun and amusing story. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. And by his own admission, he had been drinking and he had partaken of the bong bar. So he was enjoying what he was doing, what you do at a Memorial Day cookout, enjoying himself. So
he enjoyed himself, and I think that was his husband, or whether it's his husband or his partner. But he said, he was like, yeah, he said, my husband, he said he it's been a long time since he's had a little moment, so he's having a real good time. He said, so I'm just happy he's having a good time. And I was like, I'm sitting there saying to myself, like, clearly he is having a good time, but I'm glad that he's glad and you're glad too, because that baby needed some milk. That's all he needed. He needed some milk. And listen, my motherfucking ex Twitter man crush was that fun. I don't give. Is he watching? I don't know if you husband. Are you here? Are you here? Like I don't see you in the chat.
Did you get his number?
I was already. I don't have his number. I can direct message him or whatever. I don't have his number, but I can direct message him on the X things. Mm-hmm.
True.
Yeah, but
I mean, I have his number, so
I listen. I don't. I'm not really.
You got to move fast, honey. But I already had it. I don't want to make it sound like, because that's the thing. Every guy, one part of our friendship, right? As gay men,
you already had it. You already had it.
No, I have the number.
No, and the number. That's what I'm saying. You already had the number. Mm-hmm. Fast ass. Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, and I have Cutler's number too, but that's neither here nor there. But the thing is, get you a good girlfriend that you can talk about, but you aren't generally attracted to the same kind of man. because all of these girls, these girls be so messy, and they be like, yeah, of course we share
But now,
men. And
but
I'm
wait,
just like, girl, that is just messy to me. Because
but
somebody is bound to catch feelings, and then somebody is going to be mad at somebody, and you're going to be mad because you didn't work it like your best friend did. And girl,
listen,
no. So like even
oh,
me and best friend, we generally don't like the same kind of dudes, like for real, for real. I mean, we can both recognize an attractive person, but generally we don't go after the same kind of dude. So, whatever. I just be like, y'all girls are just messy to me.
well, listen, I'm gonna go ahead on. So I'm gonna go and talk my shit and and stand in my motherfucking truth. Listen, so my little friend group once upon a time, because this has not happened in quite some time.
Mhm.
However, we did have a referral system for one or two young men that was just amazing.
Mhm.
Now, none of us were interested in doing anything long term, but it was just fucking amazing.
Mhm.
And so we kind of did that good girlfriend referral system. It was like, hey, good girlfriend, I'm gonna refer this one over to you. You need to experience it. Ask him for the afternoon
Like,
afternoon flip. Just ask him
mhm.
for the afternoon flip. He'll know exactly what you're talking about. Like, just go ahead. So we did.
And
Listen,
so he comes in and then he flips it.
baby. Listen, the to this day, we still have good things to say about our referrals. So that's all I'm gonna say. But in the beginning, like you just said, we all recognized that they were attractive and they're, that, but on the like going after them to kind of be like, that's my dude, or that's my person, or that's my, we just wanted that's all we wanted. And that was it. Cause it was, yeah.
Dr. Justin, versatile was not the flip that he was referring to.
That is not the flip that I was referring to. I'm just saying it's the afternoon flip. But whatever. But but for the most part, no, we don't. But we can also, we recognize when there's something about someone that
Mhm.
that the other doesn't like when what's his face walked into the party. I was like, that is a classic textbook definition.
What's his face?
Uh, what's his name? I don't want to call his name. I'm gonna text him. I'm texting his name.
At the party we were just at?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Oh, wait. So anyway, but yes, you can pretty much tell which ones, like who and what the type is, but this one was definitely one of the ones that like is a classic textbook definition of what I know you would probably go after.
Kinda, but
Not
it's
not
one of those
now.
things. It's one
Not
of those things where you think I would, but no. I mean,
not
I
now.
wouldn't turn him away at the dungeon or in the glory hole, but in terms of dating,
Oh, but listen,
he got
listen,
all of the parts. But
listen.
anyway, so Desmond is reminding you of a moment.
It's all right. Because listen, you don't want me to remember the time. Listen, are we? Is that what we're doing? Are we gonna go back and forth with these remember the times? Is
Do
that what we're
you
doing?
remember when
It's,
we were in love?
it's a little different. But we gonna get to it. So do we need to bring you? So Des, you want to come on camera? You want to do this? You want to come on
No,
camera?
girl, we ain't got that much time. We already behind schedule.
But I'm just saying because I mean I remember the time.
And Justin says, "What are your types?" Listen, Justin, you don't watch the show very much, so I'm gonna let it slide this one time. But everybody that watched the show knows my type can be described in 3 words.
Young, pretty, damaged.
There we go. PYD. Pretty, young, and damaged.
And mine seems to
At least
be
that used to be the type. I mean, my last boyfriend he was pretty and he was young, but he was not damaged. Well, younger than me. So
listen, and mine seems to be the ones that ride the short bus. or have written it, or
We'll just leave it at that because we're live on Facebook.
but
Epic said, "I don't give a fuck."
I'm gonna try to, I'm gonna pull it back in because we are at a good place now.
Right. All I would say is, when the kids say, "I didn't know buses came this big."
Oh. Anyway,
so I got a few TikToks if you want to talk. So we got to get the itinerary. So, all right. So,
but wait, no. Wait. We need to talk about this. So I made this last minute. Well, I made it before, but I made some hooch, which was really good. Are we going to talk about the pool? The pool was actually. I'm waiting to come back to get in the pool.
Yeah, when we're talking about the pool, we got to talk about that whole deck that Josh built
24
the
hours
day before.
I'm like 24 hours.
I know that you are my son-in-law, but that made my nipples hard when he came over and he was like, "Yeah, I built this deck yesterday." I was like, "What?"
Yeah, it was real. And
it was a deck.
It was not build deck.
Right, girl. It was a He-Man. We cut wood and measured and built a structure deck. Not I put some fucking milk crates on some stilts and a couple of 2x4s across it. This was a whole deck with stairs and everything.
A whole deck, 6 hours. That's what he said.
Oh, he said,
You're like, it was easy. Build in 6 hours.
It's easy. Who doesn't have? It's easy. 6 hours. Who doesn't have 6 hours and all of the tools to make a deck? So
the call 911.
So all I can say is I like big decks and I cannot lie.
Oh God.
Yeah. Come on, Josh. I like displaying my big deck outside. Yeah, I could not wait to touch your big deck.
I mean, I just walked past it. So I went over to the tiki bar, to the bong bar, but I was cool with it.
Well, who do you think made the bong bar?
Well, listen, Atlas made sure that he said, no. My husband made all of that. I was like, okay. I was like, bitch, you ain't got to be all like, you ain't got to. The fuck? I mean,
he was gonna very much my man.
I'm sitting there like giving bitter bits, like so what? It's just a day. Like
all Atlas needed was a little flip in the front with a roller and a little sundress, because he was like the whole time he was like, my man, hey, Joshy, the hot dogs are ready, baby.
Listen,
he was giving June Cleaver like a mug.
You know what? Listen, here we go. We start with Dr. Smith, and Daddy made all of that. Like, listen. Okay.
So there were two punches. The first punch was the rum punch that Atlas made when we came, and that was very tasty and very strong. And I probably had 2.5 cups of that. Oh, and then Epic came through with this absolutely delicious lemon concoction that you are required to make for Pride.
I will make some for Pride, but it's called hooch, and that's just what the fuck I call it. It's kind of sweet and tart and sweet and sour and tart, but then it's not, but then it is, but like it just I listen. I like lemon, so that's what we're gonna do. So yes,
it was delicious, and I could already see myself drinking out of my what do they call those backpack? The sippable backpack. Yes,
we'll go
backpack. So yes, so that was good. And then Greg made the last drinks, which was a pitcher of vodka cranberry.
I don't think I even got back to that. No, because I was over at the bong bar.
You was at the bong bar. So that's why I say when I got home, I was like, girl, I did not realize I was this drunk. I wasn't drunk. I was okay to answer the questions. They had asked me questions. I wasn't drunk like that. But when I got home, I was like, whew, I am glad tomorrow is a holiday as well, because I was not in the mood to go to get up and deal with the foolishness at work on a Monday.
It was a lot, but we made it. But again, it was really good. It was really fun. And I must say that when I went out to the park, I started with a spades party. I was there at the because we got to play spades and everything.
Mm-hmm. Who had a spades party? Oh, text me.
No, it was there at the park. Like they had like an area. They had like
going to Florida A&M University traumatized me from playing. It's where I learned to play spades, and it's where I stopped playing spades because people will be taking it way too seriously. Like I have seen people fight, and I mean fight over a game of spades, and I was like, "Girl, this is."
So the thing that gets me is
entertainment while we was drinking. Fuck.
But the thing that gets me is if you're going to do spades, everybody has to be on board with every single thing. Like you have to put everything out there at front so that everybody knows what the fuck is going on. And that's usually where the fight breaks out because people are like, nah, that's not what we do. Listen, they had all the rules written down on all the sheets from beginning to end. Listen, we playing Joker, Deuce, Ace, and we going all the way down.
Little Joker, yeah.
Yeah, if the two of diamond versus the two of spade, and you gotta if you have no spades in your hand, it's still gonna play, and like it was all of that was everything was on that sheet of paper. So the only questions that we had was who's dealing and who's starting. So there wasn't even no issues, and it was cool. But I met this young lady from New York, Sunshine, and the guy that she was there with. He had came to Onyx U and Eli had him. Well, he came in collared. He had a collar around his neck, chain, and he was bound at the wrist, and he was being led around. And then somehow, I know it was Strawberry brought him over to Eli, and Eli was standing there, and he gave the reins to him. So Eli all of a sudden was just like, "Ooh, what's going on?" I was like, "Calm down, bring it down. Let's come back."
Mm-hmm.
And here we are. But that young man wound up at the park, and he was playing on the team against us. But we whooped him out. It was fine. We whooped him out. It was cool. But we had a good time though. It was a great time.
Excellent. All right. Well, we got a one or two. I've been busy with other stuff, so I haven't really. I realized I didn't really collect a lot of TikToks and other things. That's fine. All right, so let me add to the screen. All right, are we ready?
Indeed.
We do this thing when we get together. We call it boy bonding.
Oh, no.
What we like to do is we all get in a circle and we pass around Gold Bond.
Gold Bond?
Puff it into our hands, and we reach into our pants and rub it on our balls and then shake our hands.
We did.
That's awesome.
Okay, all right. I was
the boys. Some of
the. Anyway,
I thought it was gonna be a different one or like a.
No. They're all super gay, so we'll dash over that. All right.
All right. Question. Have you ever had a one night stand?
Yes.
Multiple or one?
More than one.
I've only had one night stand, and it was the wildest night ever.
That's in good or bad?
Me and my man go to a club called MK Lounge on U Street. I see this girl, she's chilling outside. As I leave the club, I see her again. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna say something. Go to her, I was like, hey, what you doing tonight? What you about to get into? It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, what you about to get into? Just trying my hand, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. She giving me all green lights, like,
there we go.
Oh, it's our first time linking, you know what I'm saying? Oh, it's, you know what I'm saying? It's like giving me all the great green lights. Yep. And I clapped her cheeks in the bathroom.
Nice. How was it?
It was amazing.
Hey, did you go sushi?
Rubber, raw. 2 rubbers and then I went raw. And then I was like, oh my God, this shit is too much. She gave me her number. The next morning, she texted me good morning. I texted her, how's your day? And it was red. So I'm not thinking nothing of it. So I left it nothing alone. I remember I got her Instagram. So I'm looking for her Instagram and it's called For the Thrill. The Thrill.
So she's selling it.
Yeah.
And you hit it raw, brother. You hit it raw, brother.
I'm clean though. I got to test it. But yeah.
Damn.
All right.
So I have several questions. Several comments. First of all, I just feel like it's and maybe I'm just an old person, and I'm fine with that at this point at 53. But I need you to speak clearly and enunciate because you mumbled that whole thing. So that's the first thing. Two, how long was y'all in the bathroom? I mean, that you went through 2 rubbers and raw. 3, just because she let you fuck her in the bathroom doesn't mean that she's for sale. In other words, the shit is called for the thrill, which means she gets off on having sex with people in the bathroom and in public spaces like that. And you was just one of the roosters who got turned out because you was, let's be clear, you were so turned out by this woman that you texted her, and then when she didn't respond to your text, you went to her fucking Instagram and then found out that she was for the streets.
He means you. He means you. You was turned out. Like you was listen, you were attacked when he said I text her and it was on red. I ain't even trip about it. But then I went to her Instagram. I was like, see, you listen.
Right, girl. When it's on red, listen. Who among us has not been there where we have had some good pussy, and pussy is a unisex term.
Yes, God.
You have had some good pussy, and you like, well, bitch, I want to get some more of this shit. Especially especially the people that watch this show, you done fuck somebody in the bathroom, and it was good, and you like, girl, let me get this number, and so we can do this where we can stretch the fuck out, and ain't nobody pissing and shitting on either side of us or whatever. We can really stretch this out, and then when that bitch leave you on red, I in my younger years have been like, oh, well, maybe he didn't get this number, so let me text him again. But now I'm like, oh, he didn't hit me back. All right, girl. Well, if he did miss this number, he either missed out on some more good dick, or it wasn't as good as for him as I thought it was for me. But you know what? I got a nut, and that was all I was looking for that night. I wasn't looking for a love connection, so I got exactly what I needed. So don't front for your boys like you ain't get turned, because you found this woman out of all of the hoes in DC.
You got turned out.
You is in DC. Out of all of the hoes in DC, you found this woman. That means you did research. So
he said she gave her an Instagram, or he knew what her Instagram was, and I was like, okay.
He found her Instagram.
Is that what he said? I thought she said she gave it.
I don't feel like going back to watch it, but I thought he said he found her Instagram, which means he had to do some research to find her, and that is a lot to go through out of all of the people in DC. So maybe she told him his name or whatever the name she go by in the streets, like my name Raven or whatever the fuck, and that's what she used on her Instagram.
Listen, we gonna go ahead and we just gonna call it a day.
And then also,
no, because you
say in 2024, if you have only ever had one night stand, something ain't right with you. Something is wrong with you. I'm just saying, this dude, I mean, he does not seem nerdy or whatever to me, so I'm not suggesting you fuck everybody you meet, but if in 2024 you've only ever had one night stand, that just feels weird to me. Like that would be like a red flag for me. Like if I met someone who's like 30 years old and they're like, I've only had sex with, like one person.
Listen. I'm not. It's not
apparently, Justin said you can find the IG from a number if their Facebook is connected. See, I don't do all of that.
Yeah, I'm not.
But that's good to know.
I feel like I'm not going to say it's weird. My expectation is that you're going to be able to match some of my energy, and I'm going to match yours. And if that energy means that this is where we are and this is what we're getting ready to do, and if that's translated into like quickie here, quickie there with whatever person and however, whatever, then I feel like if you can't do that, then I don't feel like we're going to be good long-term for nothing. Like,
I don't even feel like we're going to be good for the hookup unless you are just literally going to bend over and let me stick it in, because you're not going to be down for all of, most of the stuff that I want to do, from fingering to definitely no toys or anything like that. So, and I'm saying at this point, so let's be clear, because I don't know if I've ever said this on air before. I did not.
Ooh. Come on.
Breaking news, everyone. Breaking news. Breaking news.
We're going to support you.
So, I told you how I developed my fascination for pretty young damaged boys. And so that lasted between the ages of 14 and 16. And so I did not have sex with anyone between the ages of 16 and 26. Come on.
I don't know what to say, because I feel like, number one, my 16-year-old self would probably bust a gasket or pop. I would have probably shot the window out or something like that if I went, more than like a week or two and not even had a
I said I did not have sex, meaning with other people.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Oh,
right.
baby. My whole teenage bedroom in my house was a stiff sheet.
I just wanted to be clear, because I was like, now, bitch, because 16, but you walking around in the wind blow, you're like, whew, like,
right.
Like
I was fat and dark skinned in PG County in the late 80s, when skinny and light skin was the in, and heterosexual was the in thing. And then I went to college, and being, fat and gay. So what I know now is that everybody else that was fat and gay at FAMU was fucking. I apparently was the only bitch sitting in the corner, not fucking. Because later I would find out that the kids was carrying on. But whatever, in my own insecurities and whatnot, I didn't have sex between the ages of 16 and 26. Now, in the following 4 years until I turned 30, so 26 to 30, I made up for that 10-year gap, baby, and moved far ahead of the curve.
I'm sure you did. But sometime between so I think that's when it got started for me at like 16. Bitch. I had my driver's license, had just got my driver's license. I was driving around the corner to pick up the dude that I would take out into the park so he can go ahead and suck me off. And baby, when I tell you, I was riding home with the seat back like, and then I had the nerve to get in the back seat one time and then made a mess in the back seat. So this is my mom's car. My mom's car. And she had to get up and go to work the next day. Thank God she didn't get in the back seat. And when I finally got back there, you saw the look like it's like dries up and looks like, dried up milk. And so I was like, oh shit.
And your mother's no fool. She would have known exactly what it was, and she would have lit your ass up.
Baby, listen, but it was one of those things that it opened the door for when I got my first car, and I had a whole back seat that laid all the way down. Baby, me at Fairmount Park, baby, it was on and popping.
Yeah. And so while now, if I met someone and they've been like, I'd only ever had one night stand, just because times are so much different in 2024 than they were in 1989.
Oh, absolutely.
Through to 1995. I mean, I still knew plenty of people who went through college. Well, not plenty. I knew a few people who went through and had their virginity intact. And I'm not saying that's good or bad. I'm just saying that right now, for me and how I want to get down, someone who has had little to no experience, I'm just not interested in any meaningful way, even as a hookup, unless we're just going to do sort of standard heteronormative sucky fucky kind of stuff.
Listen, 16, I'd already had my first pregnancy scare, so I was already.
Epic Onyx horror, everyone. Hi everyone. I'm speaking to Epic Onyx, fast teenager, fast adult, on the next episode of the Sally Jesse Raphael show.
How can I help you? Listen.
Justin, he said his brother did that to his car that smelled like pee for a day. Ooh.
Oh, wow. That's a lot. Okay. Okay. I mean, all right. Well, all right. Okay.
All right, what's next? Hold on.
Are we okay? We'll come back.
I'm a astrophysicist.
Okay, I'm a Gemini.
Yeah.
So
Bitch!
What would you have done if you were an astrophysicist, right? And you met someone and they were like, "Oh, I'm a Gemini." What would you do?
Me at this moment, when she said I'm a Gemini, I'd have been like, "Oh, look, better people," and I'd have walked away.
I would have been like, it would depend on how horny I was, because I'd have been like, "Oh, this better be some good pussy."
Oh, look, better people.
Because otherwise they have nothing. And I don't want to stereotype. I mean, this woman might be very smart in other ways, but if she can't tell, if I tell you I'm an astrophysicist and, some other shit, and you'd say, "Oh, great, I'm a Gemini," and I'd just been like, I would have just made a bunch of suppositions about who you were and what kind of life you lived and been like,
Yeah. I've been like, okay, all right, gotta go. Go to other people. Yep.
All right, it was lovely talking to you. I hope you bought money for an Uber because I am out.
Yes. Okay. Listen.
This is what to do if he wants to touch you all over.
I would like to touch you all over.
No, I'm saving myself for marriage.
No problem. And that was a hypothetical. I would never do something like that.
This is what to do if he asks to take things back to his place.
You want to take things back to my place?
Whoa, I think we should set a boundary here because that makes me uncomfortable.
Dang it. Again, that was a hypothetical. Never do that.
That's right. Send this to your easiest friend. This is...
Stop being a harlot, Epic.
Listen, my girl from she was on the phone and she was waking him up and she was like, "Get up, get off the phone, wake up, you harlot, you harlot, you harlot." God damn it, not Delarice. Shit. He's watching.
I don't remember that movie. What movie are you talking about?
Loretta Devine was in the movie where she played Darius from Family Matters. Darius Wilson's Darius McCrary's mother. And I want to say, was it Kingdom Come? I think it was. Was it Kingdom Come or was it? I think it was Kingdom Come. And it was Kingdom Come. Because when the father died, remember, she was trying to get over there.
I don't think I've ever seen that movie.
You've never seen Kingdom Come with Whoopi Goldberg and LL Cool J, Vivica Fox, Jada Pinkett, and
I know what the movie is, but I don't feel like I've ever seen that movie.
Oh, bitch, it is hilarious. It is hilarious. You need to just take some time to just watch it. It's like dumb stuff. Like before you go to bed, just put it on and just watch it. It's just stupid shit. And Jada Pinkett Smith had one of the funniest lines for me. She was like, "Oh Lord, my husband they were. Vivica Fox had lost her baby.
Mm-hmm.
She had a miscarriage, and apparently wherever she was, there was no toilet, so she wound up sitting on top of some sort of bucket. But it was a food bucket. It was like, we used to get Kentucky Fried Chicken, and so at this repast, people were bringing in food. So somebody brought in a bucket of chicken, and she was like, "And it's in a bucket."
I'm writing it down now because that's got to go on the list.
It was stupid. Toni Braxton was in the movie. Like it was a great movie. Like, oh my god, it was so much fun.
Okay, I'll add it to the list.
Yes.
All right, we got one more.
I just want to say bullying is not okay. So, London, you want to tell everybody what happened today?
That girl is talking about me in school and calling me ugly. Tell me that girl so I can beat her up.
Paris. We having a serious moment right now, okay? I don't want you trying to fight nobody, okay?
Tell me her.
Paris, I said stop. Paris.
Tell me
Paris,
her.
so you just gonna ignore me talking to you?
What's her name?
Paris.
What's her name?
Look at TT Paris. Paris.
What's her name?
London. Nobody should bully you. You're a very beautiful little girl, okay? And you're very sweet.
What's her
London,
name?
when I told you about bullies and stuff, you got to stand up to them.
What's her name?
Paris, stop it. Okay.
The next day.
Try not to tell Pierce that girl name, but she went over to that girl and she tapped her and said, "Don't put your hands on my sister no more." And I would do it again.
Paris, okay. Oh my gosh. And you found out the girl named Paris?
Mm-hmm.
What was her name?
Stormy. And I showed her the storm.
Paris, you know what, y'all, bye. I was going to tell y'all what happened, but just never mind. But London, I just want to say.
Team Paris.
Baby, listen. While that was not me as a kid, but somewhere in my 20s, I started to kind of feel like, bitch, what? Maybe even in my 30s, I think I got a little bit more, but it's like now I'm like, bitch, what? Where's her name? Okay, all right. And I don't even want to put my hands on it because I feel like I don't want to go to jail, but I just, But I'm here for it.
Was of the two of us the much more sort of passive one, and so people would pick on her. And she would come home, and obviously something was upsetting her, but she wouldn't wouldn't want to talk about it. I'm like, who was it? Who said it? What they say?
I can see her now, like, well, no, it doesn't really matter.
Kendra, who was it?
Why? It doesn't even matter.
Was it?
It doesn't matter.
Meanwhile, I'm bullying her myself. Who was it?
It doesn't matter. And why are you saying Mom?
Mom! And the incident I'm thinking of, the next day, I went up to him. You know, we're all young. Everybody in this scenario is between the ages of 7 and 10. Because if my sister was 7, that means the boy that hit her was also 7 or 8, and I was like 10. And so I went up to him and was like, why you put your hands on my sister? He said some shit. He got smart. That was his first mistake. So bye. Then that got his sister involved, who is my age. Because remember, him and my sister are the same age. His sister and me are the same age. So then now I'm fighting, not trying to fight his big sister, but I'm like, listen, you need to teach your brother to keep his hands off of people. And then she got janky with it too. So that got her the baba. Then that got my best friend at the time involved. And this motherfucker had a pair of cleats because he played football. He had a pair of cleats,
And they were metal too. They were the
swinging
metal ones or the plastic ones.
the ones with the, I think it was probably plastic, because if they had been metal, I would have been in jail. So, because when I finish telling the story, you'll know why. I was glad it was the plastic ones. So, he started swinging them around like he had like whatever you call those things. That's, you know, the things like the Aborigines use, the balls that are on the end of the string, and then you swing it around like this, you throw it, and then that's how like they capture the gazelles or whatever. So he was doing it like that. Bitch, I am a strategic fighter. I'm like Rocky. I'll take a punch if it gets me my objective. So I waded into that shit and ducked and weaved and grabbed those shit. Now it fucked my arm up a little bit, but I now had the the cleats, which I then proceeded to put one on each hand and then whoop everybody ass. Everybody got a shot. Lick, 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 lick. What you found out that weekend, that day, is that I am not for motherfucking play. And see, let me just be clear why I don't fight. People always assume that's because I was fat and laughed a lot and a nerd. Like, bitch, I had a briefcase in the 7th grade kind of nerd.
Yeah,
I was a nerd. But don't let yourself think that just because I'm a nerd that I can't fight. First of all, that briefcase was filled with books, which I was not afraid to use when backed into a corner.
Oh, hell yeah.
So
you got hit with a fucking book bag full of books, bitch. Do you know what will fuck you up? You know, motherfucking textbooks was heavy as shit.
Right. And so yeah. So I was definitely Paris in that scenario. And it's probably wise that we all. I mean, we was eyed after that, but there was one other incident that sort of put the seal on me and the best friend's friendship. I don't remember what it was, but I feel like he said something about my mama, and you know, I picked his ass up and threw him against the fire hydrant, and so that was the end of the friendship. You know, pretty much after that.
Listen, this for me got a little rough in the 20s as opposed to the teenage years.
Mm-hmm.
But in the 20s, like even the 20s and the 30s, like when we're hanging out, like, you know, my crew, like Manga and Desmond, like we would hang out, we'd be ready to fight. We'd be ready. We already do the routine. We go into our Charlie's Angels action poses and be ready to fight.
You're
like, bitch, this is what we doing. Like, you know, but in the as the kid year, even as a little kid, I remember, you just made me think. I remember as a kid, I got beat by this little kid around the corner, my grandmother's way. I was like 6 or 7 or whatever. And you know, you're trying to wrestle with the kid, and once you wrestle with them and they get on top of you, it's all over. And this little kid that got on top of me, and baby, he was all on top of me. We in the motherfucking water, the fire hydrant and shit. And I'm like, he's like saying something, and everybody's all around me. And not to mention, my uncle, my mother's youngest brother, was there because he was like 5, he's like 6 or 7 years older than me. Was in the crowd. He was like, I'm gonna let it be a fair fight. I'm getting my ass beat clearly. And I'm in the water, and the kid is on top of me. He's like, yeah. So they broke it up. But baby, the shit I talked from walking around that corner. Then I even pulled my uncle aside. And where was you at? You supposed to be my uncle on all that bullshit, marching. That was it.
I will tell you that I don't fuck with Tammy Roman for what she did on the Real Housewives, on Real World.
But baby, one thing you can't say is the bitch.
The one thing that I will always say is that there is no scenario in which if you and I square up that you will beat my ass. I want to be very clear that I have never lost a fight in my whole life.
She is definitely one of those girls who's like, it's like, okay. And when she said that, I said, bitch, and she was so, and I said, bitch, I understand. Bitch,
I felt that because I was like, listen, here's the thing. I haven't had a lot of fights in my life because, you know, as I got older and I grew into my resting bitch face, that deters a lot of foolishness. My mouth deters a lot of foolishness, and I already got a resting bitch face. And then when I am actually mad about something, oh, it's clear that I'm mad. And so I've heard people like, bitch, you look like you about to kill somebody. It's like, baby.
I probably will.
And baby, if the tears start coming, it's a wrap for you. I'm just telling you now. If the tears start falling, because then I am actually in tactical mode. Like, all right, I'm gonna fuck this bitch up. I'm about to fuck this bitch up.
Bitch,
I'm like sad because I know that I'm losing control, and I'm accepting that I'm going to lose control because somebody is going to have to get fucked up, because they've taken me to a point where my words and whatever has not gotten out of got out, because I tend to just let shit go, because I'm like, because what do we say in elementary school? Whatever, dude, you can't beat me. And since most people can't beat me, that if that doesn't deter you, and now I got to actually fight. Yeah. So
all that I'm saying is, when I walk into a room, I'm always looking around that motherfucker just in case. I laugh because I don't know if it's just something I picked up from I don't know what, but baby, I always be scanning. I be like, bitch, what is it? I just be scanning shit because I need to know where shit is in this room. I need to see what the fuck is around me. So, bitch, if I jump up and hit a bitch, that's where we at. But I try not to put myself in those positions so I don't have to have those issues. But I'm always scanning the room. Always scanning the room. Always.
I always said if I was on a Real Housewives or Real House Husbands franchise, my tagline would be like, I'm not here to fight, but I'm not here to fight.
Now, I will say, in that same vein, what's the old boy from the Bad Boys Club that came through? Big Boy came through, and when I say he was whooping ass and taking names later, I said, bitch, you are the movement. I cannot think of his name, but he's on the Bad Boys Club, and baby, he was whooping ass. Ugh.
All right, well, let's get into these stories, because we got to talk about the fashions at the Cannes Film Festival.
Yes. Okay, so listen, we're jumping through this real quick. So listen, this is a story that was originally reported as I went through the article and figured out what the hell was going on.
Wait a minute, Justin, talk about hashtag Potomac.
No, it would be more like Benning Road.
Baby, I'm talking about growing up in PG County. Listen, no shade. I mean, I wish I grew up in Potomac, but you from the mean streets of Potomac, Maryland?
He's from the mean streets of Montgomery County. Come on.
Come on, Moco Thugs. Was that the name of your set?
The mean streets of Moco. That's what the fuck that was. But anyway, so this was originally reported in 2013, but there was a lunch aide that was sentenced to hire. She was sentenced for hiring fourth graders to beat up a classmate. Brooke Wilson Johnson was sentenced to 1 week in jail after paying 2 fourth graders to beat up a classmate while working as a contracted cafeteria worker at a Grand Rapids public school. The 19-year-old former lunch aide previously pleaded guilty to giving the children $1 to beat up a 9-year-old that cussed at her. They said the boy did not suffer any major injuries, but was reportedly a little roughed up. And Wilson Johnson was given credit for 1 day served and will serve 6 additional days behind bars. And she was ordered to pay $1,100 in fines and fees and given 1 year of probation. According to officials at the city attorney's office, her attorney told the judge that she was pregnant at the time of the incident and may have acted out of character. And the baby was mentioned as an update to the story, which is why it actually popped up again for whatever reason in at this particular story, or this Fox News story.
So this is in 2014, so that baby is 10 years old now and getting into fights all the fucking time.
Listen, hey.
And then, this whole, she was pregnant at the time. No, girl. And acted out of character. No, bitch. That's her fucking character. I will say, yes, she was 19 years old. But if you are literally going to hire 2 9-year-olds to beat up a kid because they cussed at you, bitch, that's your fucking character.
Next story. So, there's a Forest Hills grad who went on to be a stunt woman and was Jaws' first victim. So when Steven Spielberg began casting Jaws in early 1974, he envisioned a New York City actress for the role of the Skinny Dipper killed in the opening minutes of the movie. But what will become an iconic role in the summer blockbuster that opened in 1975 would go to a West Palm Beach bred stunt woman who seemed born to play the part. Her name was Susan Backlini, and she was not only tall, blonde, and curvaceous, but more importantly, a nationally ranked swimmer who performed as a mermaid and animal trainer after graduating from Forest Hills High School in 1964. Now, she's a native of Washington, D.C., and Backlini is her married name. At the time, she was known as Susan Myers. She had moved to West Palm Beach at the age of 10 and grew up splashing at Palm Beach County surf and logging mile after mile in local pools. At Forest Hills High, where she was a cheerleader and a state freestyle champ, her classmates voted her most athletic. She attended nursing school for a year, but discovered that kind of white cap wasn't for her. She said she needed something more athletic and more outdoorsy. She swam as a mermaid, like I said, at Weeki Wachee Springs on Florida's West Coast, and worked with wild animals at Ivan Tour's studio, the Miami facility made famous by Flipper. On a national tour with Ivan Tours, she shared the stage with Gentle Ben the Bear, Judy the Chimp, and Clarence the Cross-Eyed Lion. When Ivan Tours closed, Backlini relocated to California with Africa USA and was shooting on location with a tiger in Canada when the Jaws team reached out to her. She met Spielberg in the spring of 1974 and made her pitch. She says, "I said, if you use me, you could get close-ups during the stunt itself. If you use an actress, she'll have to hide her face." Spielberg would soon learn that Backlini was more at home in the water than his notoriously glitchy mechanical shark. And that was how we got one of the most awesomest, I don't want to say gruesome, but scary scenes from a movie. Because, baby, that little scene terrified me as a kid. Oh, my God, it terrified me all the way. But they said that when she actually went in the filming of it, they were saying that they had tied string around her waist and had put metal plates in the pants. And they put metal plates in her pants and tied the string around the pants. So in the water, they were pulling her from one side to the next. And so that it was 10 men on either side pulling and pulling, which was what made her look like she was waving her arms back and forth. And she was talking about that. So it was interesting. But you just have to definitely see the movie to understand how just rough it was. But anyway, so this next story I found, again, News of the Weird. A 45-year-old man identified as Omar was located in a neighbor's house in Algeria after being missing for 26 years, Gulf News reported. Omar disappeared in 1998 during the Algerian Civil War. His family assumed he had been kidnapped or killed. His captor, a 61-year-old doorman, was taken into custody after he tried to flee. Omar told officials on May 14th that he couldn't call out for help because of a spell that his captor had cast on him. Omar is receiving medical and psychological help. There's a question on the floor.
More of a comment. I'd like to note that the Algerian translation of spell is sex. So she whooped that thing on him is what happened.
Okay. Well, but that's okay. All right.
Well,
all right.
But the person that 60. Oh, well, still sex.
Hey, listen. The next story is the Escambia County in Florida. Their sheriff.
Oh, and wait a minute. Let's go back here. So he's 45 years old, right? And he's been missing for 26 years. That means he was 19 years old. And I'm not going to stereotype about everywhere in Africa, but let's just go ahead and say that he probably grew up in a homophobic house and country or whatever. So 19 years old, and he met someone, whatever 61 minus 26 is. So 39-year-old man, fell in love. They lived together. And then somebody saw him and was like, Omar? And then he was like, bitch, I'm under a spell.
I hate you. Listen.
But spot the lie, though, because come on. You gonna tell me for 20 years, 19 years, you can't, you was just like, I'm under a spell, girl. Come on now.
I'm on to the next story. The Escambia County Sheriff's Office in Florida was on the lookout for David Jerome Jackson, 31. They found him in a heated situation on May 17th, which was reported by the New York Post. Now, Jackson was wanted for a March 15th shooting in Pensacola. And police said after an extensive search, deputies finally discovered Jackson folded not so neatly inside of a remarkably small dryer drum. He was pulled from the dryer one limb at a time. Jackson is being held on $120,000 bail at the Escambia County Jail. Listen.
Right, eccentric. The spell was dick.
That's all I got. That's all I got. That's all I got.
All right, well, let's get into the Cannes Film Festival, the Lukes. First of all, this first picture, sir, you are going to get us banned.
Well, no, that is the dress.
I know that is the dress, but we need to put a dash over this.
That was listen, that picture came from Vogue magazine.
Yes, but Vogue magazine ain't the BGKH show.
That is correct. So we can go past that.
Nope, I've already taken care of it.
Okay, all right. But we have okay. You want to go ahead and put it back up?
Yep. So wait till you see what I did. It's very classy. I got real good skills on the Instagram on the all right, so the Cannes Film Festival. First up.
Listen, Bella Hadid's dress was sheer all the way down to the ground. And I see why I see why people say that she's a beautiful woman. Her face is beautiful. I think she has a beautiful look all made up. I think that's a great. She's a woman. I never realized, even though I've seen probably more pictures of Bella and Gigi both, scantily clad because they're models and all different types of stuff. But this dress to me just made her look really, really skinny to me. And I don't know what it was, but she was one of this is one of her looks at the film festival. So, and it's all sheer. So there we go. Bella Thorne, I thought this was a very elegant gown. She looked really nice. And to be clear, the film festival was like a 9 or 10 day event. So there are several events that go on and several film screenings and just several other events that go on. They do have screenings at certain films and certain openings. And so different people come to different openings or different screenings to see different things. They have different looks. And like I said, all the other events. So there are a couple people that are in here multiple times and have multiple looks for whatever reason, because they've attended 2 or 3 other events.
Right.
Anyway, but Bella's gown I thought was amazing, and it looked really good on her. And it's very basic, but it's clean and it's fitted. It looks really nice on her, and she looks good in it. She looks like she feels comfortable in it. At least that's how her smile looks to me.
Yeah, definitely.
So I thought that this dress was absolutely amazing. I am concerned about the young lady in the dress because I never realized how pale. And it appears that she, at least in this picture, that we might want her to eat a chicken nugget or two, like for the next 10 minutes. But the gown I thought was beautiful. It looks like a whole big orchid or tulip, if you will. Like it's a beautiful gown.
Very much. I love the cultural quality of it and the color change up in here.
Yes. So Miss Kelly Rowland showed up, and of course we talked about her last week, and this was the look that she had going on. And then of course as she got up to the top of the stairs, then she got into her little kerfluffle with the security guard. So this was one of her looks. That
same security guard got into it with a number of people.
They did, and I'm gonna show you who the other one is in a minute, or one of the other ones in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So this was another look for Kelly as well. And again, Kelly just clean. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Kelly be clean as shit. And so this night was one of those nights for her where she's just clean. Like, come on, Kelly, come on through with it. So, and I love me some Kelly. And listen, this blonde hair looks right on her. So go ahead on, girl. So I will also say that the film festival, the Cannes Film Festival, has a lot of people that come. So I was trying to figure out like why I didn't see more people that I recognized or knew or whatever. This is an international like film festival, so there are people coming from all over. But these people are investing in their looks and in their gowns and in their and so I thought this was it seems as if it is something cultural, but it is a beautiful, beautiful green color, and I love this train. Love it.
The gown is gorgeous, but this hat is not.
Not one of my favorites, but this. So something happened in there. This, her name is. She's the Dominican. She's a Dominican actress.
Oh yeah, because that's not Gigi Hadid.
She's a Dominican actress who, as she was walking up the stairs, she wanted to show the train on her gown, which has this picture of Jesus of Nazareth on it, and they kept picking it up, and she was trying to throw it out there. But again, if you look in this picture, that security guard up there is the same security guard
right here, this woman on the right or on the left.
Her, but the men kept picking up the train, but she was urging her to go along. But again, this is where
apparently these are all security people, right? And they had been given instructions to move people along because the red carpet only had a certain amount of time. And so I get that, because we never had a red carpet at the DC Black LGBTQ plus film festival, but film started at a certain time. So if the film starts at 8 o'clock, everybody can still be walking the red carpet at 8:10, because these people are also supposed to be judging the film festival.
Listen,
so I get all of that, but they could have. There's ways to handle it. They clearly didn't do it the right way.
That's what we're gonna do. That's just what we're gonna do. Joey King. I liked her gloves. That is exactly what I liked. And I'll tell you that the actress's name, the Dominican actress, in a second, it'll come to me. But Joey King, I thought this was a beautiful gown. Well, it was an okay gown, but the gloves and the all the trinkets hanging off it were amazing to me. So I'm gonna give her.
I like the gown by itself; it's fine. The gloves are gaggy, but those two things don't go together.
Well, listen, shout out to George Lucas and Melody Hobson. So I don't know if they are married in a civil union or whatever, but they've been an item for several years, several decades at this particular point. And when I tell you, every time I see them, they look like they were absolutely just made for each other. And while they don't necessarily, there's a height difference and all this other stuff. And, George Lucas is looking like, where's the force? Like he's looking like that. But again,
George Lucas is a fucking billionaire, and he could not get a suit that fits and get someone to tie him a halfway decent tie.
This
motherfucker is wearing tennis shoes. But again, this whole outfit probably costs, this terrible looking tuxedo probably costs more than I make in a month.
So, listen, this is where we are. I got nothing. But I do like Melody's gown. I like the beading on it. I thought it was really cute. And she's always very happy and smiley. Like she's always in a good mood. She's never really I've never heard anything about her being mean or nasty towards people or any incidents that have happened. I think once or twice I think she's had something has happened and then she just kind of made like a blanket statement. But like the look on her face was like, bitch, please. Like that sort of thing. But I like Melody. I think she's good. And she has her on her own merit. She is it COO or CEO of a large company? I can't remember which one it is.
Yeah, I've never heard of her before, but that's fine.
Yeah, but she, but again, beautiful gown. I liked it. I thought it was cute. Demi Moore, I feel like she was stuck in her Capote thing. Like she was still stuck in the 60s with it. And I think this is one of the first times that I ever looked at Demi Moore and realized that she's getting older. Because I just kind of see it all in her face. And it's not that she looks bad. I just see that she's getting older. And it's like, okay, all right, cool. Well, let's see how this is going to go. Are you going to age gracefully or, you know, let's see how this goes. But the gown was, you know, it was very Oscar.
This glow is putting me through it, and not in a good way.
It's like Oscar de la Renta, Christian Dior type of early, you know, like vintage or something. But that's what it looks like. So yeah. Viola Davis looked absolutely amazing in this. I thought that this was a great. First of all, I like Viola Davis when she comes through and changes her hair. She changes everything about most of these actors do the same thing. But Viola goes from natural to relaxed to, you know, this is so.
She wasn't serving like she wasn't before the Women King, but this is cute.
Baby, this is clean and she looks good. And she looks, again, very comfortable and looks very good in this. Like, so go on, Viola. I ain't mad at you, girl. This is a hit out the park for me. Elle Fanning, I'm having a hard time watching my little baby grow up. Like, to go to heaven.
Exactly. I keep thinking that she's like 9 years old, and I'm just like, this little baby, they got her out here showing her back off and everything like that, like a grown woman.
But you know,
how y'all do this baby like that?
You know, but the gown is very, you know, light and ethereal and all that good stuff, and Grecian-esque maybe something. But you know, it was cute. I was happy to see her. Helen Mirren, this gown on her looks great.
And the color is amazing on her.
And yes, and she pulled a bone straight slick back. Is Helen Mirren in her 80s? Is she in her 70s or in her 80s?
70s or 80s, I'm sure.
Listen, she looks great. She looks absolutely great. And this color, this royal purple, like she looks great. She looks absolutely great. Aja Naomi King, this was cute. It was very, you know, spring, young. Oh, it's my, you know, one of my early years of coming to the film festival. And it's not really one of her early years, but again, it's cute. It looks more like there was a trend before people were doing like big ball skirts and tops. And it kind of reminded me of that, but it's cute. I think she looks cute. This was, it was a little off-putting at first, but the more I looked at it, I was like, this is fucking amazing. Like, I kind of like this top. I think I probably would have done maybe a black satin ball gown skirt type of thing, or like even, I don't know, I just would have did something else. Maybe
the sheer corset underneath is kind of cute.
Yeah, like maybe even some like a wide leg pant or something. I don't know, something maybe asymmetrical or something, shortened on one side, long on the other, something. But the pants, I mean, it's okay, but the top is just amazing. This by far was one of my favorites.
Yes.
She looks absolutely amazing for Hannah Bodhi. She looks absolutely amazing. This gown is doing everything. Everything.
Nichelle is saying that Melody is chairwoman of Starbucks.
Thank you. Oh, chairwoman, I'm sorry. Thank you, Nichelle. Kate Blanchett. I had to get into this gown and look at the piece at the top because I thought, oh, well, this is like a flesh tone. No, it's literally that gold band across the top.
I love that idea.
No, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I was like. This is kind of.
And this is actually a political statement, but if you see it from other angles, this is the Palestinian flag.
Okay, yeah, because I saw the green at the bottom, but I couldn't see the back of it. Michelle Yeoh, baby, this is a 10.
Yes.
Baby, listen, come on, Michelle. Listen, Michelle Yeoh.
Michelle is like, bitch, what?
And she looks great. She looks absolutely great.
And this is all leather, let's just be clear.
Oh, but listen.
It looks like somebody took several floggers and just sewed them together into a skirt, and it looks stunning.
It does. It really does. It really does. And they did it upside down, so when they sewed it, they were down. Back over. Emma Stone, listen, girl. You had on a dress and you had your hair out, you had on some lipstick.
Yeah.
That's all I got. Listen, Alton Mason, I feel like it's giving me Oak Tree 2024. That's what it's giving me. Like Oak Tree, you men type of thing. But, you know, I like the pattern. I think it's kind of a...
Very Harold Pinter men of fashion.
Yeah.
You know who this is giving? This is giving I'll Be Sure, Tony Terry, late 80s, early 90s video. Except their version of this will be in black.
Or Bobby Brown, because
that was it. Bobby Brown. I had an image in my mind, but I couldn't think of who it was. Yes, this is Bobby Brown. Don't Be Cruel.
Yeah, but hey, listen, he was there, and I'm sure
everything that was old is new. So there we go.
Yeah, there we are. Greta Gerwig, I like to see the little feathers at the bottom, and I thought this was great. I just feel like the color washed her out a little bit, and I feel like she, if like on a more melanated skin, probably would have looked amazing.
You're right. This is the fucking winner of the whole weekend for me.
I liked it. I think Farah Bodhi for me was my winner, but this was definitely a top pick for me. Definitely a top pick.
I love that she's incorporating her culture with the what do you call it? Hijab, and it shows. Not that anyone needed to do that, because I don't wear a hijab, but I know that there are some people who are in that culture who you can be fashionable, and maybe it's less for them and maybe for other people to understand that just because you practice a certain faith and you are faithful to that religion doesn't mean that you can't be seen as beautiful, doesn't mean that you can't be sexy, all of these things. Because this is, for some people, I'm sure this is probably too much, but she's still honoring her heritage. She is fully covered, as one might expect, from head to toe. You can't even see her feet.
Yep.
But this is gorgeous. This is high fashion. So I love it.
She looks great. I don't even know who the designer is, but thank you for putting it all together. So it's amazing.
Yeah.
Zoe, listen, I try to support Zoe. I really
Zoe, it's like
lately she's been having these misses.
Get rid of one of these bows, and I'll give you one guess as to which bow I think is one too many.
One bow? How about just take the whole thing off?
No, yes, all of it is awful. But I do like the idea of this simple black dress with a contrasting color over it. But first of all, this bow at the knees gotta go. Like, there's just no way that this is a good look. So if you were going to keep a bow, I would say keep this one. But I think it would have been better if it was less a tied bow, because this is clearly a bow that someone tied, and maybe like a flower, like a stylized flower or something.
Actually, even if she took, for me, what I say is, even if she kept the bow, if they even took the bow off the bottom and raised this one up here, it would have gave it a whole different look on the back of it as she walked. That might even work, because it would have looked like it was because it would look like the front was short and the long was, and the back was long, and would gave it like that baby doll type of dress look type of thing, or at least the silhouette, because she would still have on the long black one. But yeah, this one
and don't get me wrong, I loves me some Zoe Saldana.
I love Zoe. I love Zoe.
Did you ever see Colombiana?
Every motherfucking time it comes on, I watch it.
Yeah, I love that fucking
every
movie.
Motherfucking time. Babe, listen, come on now. I don't know how to pronounce this person's name. Is it Yasult?
I have no idea. I've never seen this person in my life.
But baby, when I tell you all of this attitude is giving me everything, like that hand, perfectly placed hand and the footstep to the front and the leaning to the side, I said, okay, baby, I'm gonna go. We're gonna go ahead and put this in the books.
Yeah,
it's a good look. It's definitely a good look for her. Greta Gerwig, again, a simple look,
but again, she looks washed out.
Well, no, she does not look washed out in this, because the red is popping and that pale.
Her skin looks washed out.
Oh yes, I'm sorry, but the contrast that makes the gown just stand out. Like it's like that one shade of red lipstick that like people like. The last person that was wearing it was Aaliyah. It was like a certain shade that like just popped out. This is just it's the color is just great for me. Listen, this is giving
is this Schiaparelli? Schiaparelli. I was going to say Schiaparelli. Is this Schiaparelli?
I don't know if it is or not, but that's definitely what it's giving me.
It's giving, but if it is Schiaparelli, it's one of their lesser works because I'm not feeling it.
Yeah, it definitely gives me a Schiaparelli feel. Anna Taylor-Joy. Listen, if you like the Mad Max series and you're going to go see Furiosa, this is the young lady playing Furiosa, and she looks like it's just a whole monochromatic look, and it works for her. And her face and her bone structure and her makeup, and she's looking to the side, like it works for me. I think this is a great look. This all white or cream-esque ecru gold dust type of look going on. It works. I think it looks good on her. Miss Naomi Campbell did not come here to give the girls any room to say that she has fallen off. This dress,
though.
I like the dress. Now I'm going to say this. I think that if this dress was on a curvier woman, it would have been amazing.
Right, because the horizontality, it would emphasize the curves on a person.
And it would also make it look narrow at the knees and wider at the bottom, like giving you mermaid look. But I think it's a beautiful gown. I think the gown is I'm not too crazy about her hair in this.
I love the fact that she wore this dress 30 years ago and it's the exact same dress.
But I ain't really.
But 30 years ago, the dress was lined, and this one she's naked underneath except for some panties.
I mean, she didn't really need to put them on either, but I mean,
this is gorgeous.
It's a beautiful. And at first I was like, oh, this is an interesting fabric. But then I was looking at it. I think it's a fabric choice, and it looks like how it was put together. It looks like each piece was cut out and laid on top of each other.
Maybe the amount of work that it would take to sew all of that together.
Yeah, because you're gonna. It looks like they created another fabric, giving it some more like a depth and dimension. And then once they put it together, they then cut it out and made the dress or whatever. It's nice. It's beautiful, and it fits her great. This young lady is clean as shit. She's beautiful. She's clean. Like, it's a simple black and white. It's great.
The dress is cute, but this neck piece is giving me.
You know, like,
in a good way. I mean, I use the wrong word. It's taking me there.
Okay, yeah, I think she looks. And I listen. It's a look for me, and it's definitely a 10s for me. Again, this ball gown situation, I like the light to dark, the ombre type of situation. But it was a lot of dress, and it was cute. I
feel like the volume of this gown is what Cardi was going for at the Met Ball, but missed.
Cardi had huge.
That's what I'm saying. It was too big. This feels like a lot of volume, but like proportional to the person.
Listen, we're gonna give it up for Jane Fonda, number one, because Jane Fonda is 81, I think it is, or 81 or 82. Jane Fonda comes through with a pantsuit on and some motherfucking silver flats, and she is still breaking the girls' necks.
Right.
I don't care what you say. She doing it. She's like, all right, what's up? I'm ready.
Barbarella still got it.
Baby, listen. Yes, she does. And the little beaded appliques that are on here or whatever. It looks good. She looks good. This was another a dress that she wore at another event. This is stunning for me. This is absolutely. If you zoom in on
I'm sure that dress is heavy as hell, but it's beautiful.
It's beautiful. I was like, oh my God. Like, it's a beautiful, beautiful gown.
It's a no for me.
I think she's a beautiful woman, and I love her beautiful red tresses. There are things about the gown that I do like, and I don't think she looks bad. Let me be clear. I don't think she looks bad, but I think I kind of would like to see her in something else. I don't know why. I just want to see something else. This was another gown that gave volume, but it seemed like it was lacking a little bit. Like it needed
this one is a little off to me.
It needed like some crinoline underneath the bottom to make it fluff out and look wider.
Yeah.
that's probably what it needed. But you know, it's cool. It's cool. It made the list. I'm gonna give it to it.
All righty, and that is that.
So yeah, but you know, so just it's not giving me oyster. Oh my gosh, I can't. So listen, we did we did cons, and so again, we always tell people we want you to make some other suggestions on so that we can
let us know what you would like, who you would like to talk up, see us do next.
Yeah, so if there's some hoes that you know that are turning it, you know, those who turn it, the hootie, I mean, those hoes who turn it, come on now, let us know. Now, if it's a film festival, it's an event, let us know. Just shoot us an email.
You can also do like style evolutions.
We could. So if that's an option for you, like to do a style evolution for somebody, let me, Maya. What are we styling for her? Where is she at now? What do we style like?
I guess she's saying it's old school Maya.
Oh, okay. Listen, Maya has tons of music and records and hits or whatever. I just haven't seen her out on the scene for a minute. I know she's producing her stuff out independently and is still doing music and dancing. And the last thing I think I saw her on was Lil' Kim's TV show. I think it was. No, I'm sorry.
TV show?
Lil' Kim had a reality TV show, and it was Lil' Kim, Maya, Lil' Kim's good girlfriend, and I want to say Chili, I think, was on that thing too. I think, if I remember correctly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but anyway. But, you know, thanks for the suggestion to Maya, but all right, we can think about that.
All right, well, in the meantime, let's get into this beautiful bean footage. Well, all right. It has been lovely and fun. And so we promised before we left that we would give you our itinerary for our rich white woman summer vacation. So we will be flying over to Barcelona and heading down to Sitges for 2 days at the gay beach. And then
wait a minute. Thank you for that suggestion, Al, about the men's summer fashions. How are you anyway?
Yeah, that'll be good. And then we'll be back in Barcelona for 3 days. Then we're going to fly from Barcelona to the south of France to spend 3 days in Nice. And then we'll fly from Nice for, well, it was 4 days, now 3 days in Berlin. And then we will be back home on Sunday. So, and I'm still taking that other week off. So I already told these hoes I am gone 3/4 of the month of July.
Who said, child, you think I'm going to go? And I had a day like today and I'm getting ready to, you think I'm going to, and I also got to plan a, I just thought about that. Nope.
Well, all right. It has been a lovely evening as always. I'm about to watch the series finale of Star Trek Discovery and eat the last of this pound cake and enjoy. Then headed on to bed.
Okay, I gotta catch up on. I've been watching this this show on HBO Max called Sort of. And It's been pretty interesting. It's about this. I don't know if we talked about it before, but about this non-binary person.
Yes,
the family and
everything.
everything.
Last week.
Yeah, it was good. And so I got to the end of that series or that season because it's season 3, and I'm looking forward to when the next ones come. And I'm gonna try to get into. I'm trying to get back into Drag Race, the All Stars one.
Yeah, I've watched all 3 of the episodes. It's pretty good so far.
I think I have one episode.
There has been a couple of gaggy outfits already.
Yeah.
I will just say that Plastique Tiara is turning the girls out, and all of her looks are inspired by her Vietnamese and Asian heritage, and they've all slayed from my perspective.
Listen, yes, but I'm gonna go check out and see what the next set is for that. We're Here. I was watching that as well. They've gone to some very. First of all, it's four this season, so it's Jada Essence Hall, Sasha Velour, Priyanka, and then also Latrice Royale. And so they're in some middle America countries, and I want to say they are in. Oh my God, they're not in Tennessee? They're in I can't. Well, anyway, they go into these small towns throughout the country and the West, and Bible Belt and all this good stuff. And they've been facing a lot of opposition, and so
I can only imagine.
It's a lot different than the first season, and definitely how things started. But it gives you a really good pulse on where some of these people are at this particular point in time, and makes you think about do I want to visit any of this stuff? Right.
Most of the places they go on that show are places I would never visit.
I do feel bad for some of the people that are there, but
the best advice that I could give them, bitches, move to a bigger town.
That's all I can give you.
I remember the one where the young man was in that town because it was like his grandfather or something, and there was nobody else. If that man had left, his grandfather would literally have had no one else, and his grandfather was accepting, but one person in a whole town. But I, from my perspective, I was like, you know what? That man is old and he already had terminal cancer or some shit like that. I was like, when he dies, you need to be packing it up and moving the next day.
Beat that thing straight out of them backwoods, with I'd like to put the house up for sale right now. Thank you so much.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, but just catch up on some other stuff, and I'm gonna call it a night myself and drink some more water, and that's about it. Lay it down. So, but thank you all for tuning in tonight with us. We really appreciate you guys. It's always fun. I was in a little bit of a mood when I started. Work and life kind of got
me. Get you.
It got me. So again, it's always fun to kind of get caught up and recharge myself and get my spirits back up. So thank you, everybody. I thank you to all of my tribe, all of you. I appreciate you all. I hope everybody's doing safe and doing well. I did not see some of our other regulars, all of our super fans, but I hope everybody's doing well.
Yeah, we need to check in with a few of them because we haven't seen them for a minute.
Yeah, so
and yes, Switchblade, I did say pound cake, and I wasn't talking about your cakes, but that can be discussed later. But I would like to dip your cakes in some strawberry coulis and cover it with some strawberry syrup.
That was very specific.
It was. Switchblade is on the call, and Switchblade know the deal. He know the deal.
I mean, you just planned this out. When did you plan this out? Last year or year before last? What? I just want to make sure. When did you?
When I first saw you.
Oh my God!
I said, "Oh my, that's a dream. That's my dream."
That's all I got. That's it. That's all I got.
All right, lovelies. Thank you all for coming out. God bless you and good night.